Hello everybody and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs and I have the final card in my Christmas in July series to share with you. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to cut a strip of cardstock down. This is a piece of HammerMill paper. You guys know that's my preferred paper. And I cut it to be 2 inches wide and then it's, I believe, about 5¼ inches long. Because I want it to be just slightly smaller than my 5.5 by 4¼ base card. That's the A2 size base. And then I also cut a little piece of the same white glitter cardstock I'm going to use for the snowflakes. And I cut it to be about 1/8 of an inch bigger so that it could give a very small border all the way around. You guys know I like to mat things. I like that border look. That's just kind of my thing. And then for the coloring I did on this little strip of HammerMill cardstock, I used 3 Distress Oxide colors. I have Tumbled Glass, Milled Lavender, and Kitsch Flamingo. Now, of course, you could go more traditional with these colors if you wanted to. Completely up to you. If you've been with my channel for a little while, you know that I love a non-traditional Christmas colored card. That's kind of something that it just makes me so happy. So I do tend towards the more vibrant colors, the less traditional colors, but you could, of course, do any color combo here, and I think it would look stunning. This is just a preference of mine. And I did blend through them. I have my domed foams here just because I do find them the easiest way to blend, and I do like to go back through my colors just to make sure that I've gotten a really good blend in the colors. That's just kind of how I do it. I find this to be the best way to get a consistent color through. And then I brought in the Simon Says Stamp Aidan Snowflake die. You're gonna see that I'm gonna struggle with it a little bit, and it's not the die or the die cutting machine. It's actually the glitter cardstock. This glitter cardstock is really pretty. I love it. However, it does not like to die cut well because it is coated on the top. And I find that kind of creates a few issues when I'm trying to die cut things, especially things like this little snowflake die that's quite intricate and delicate. It doesn't die cut well. And it's too bad because I struggle to find white glitter cardstock that's white. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I find generally when you're buying white glitter cardstock, there's usually a pink hue or a blue hue to it. It's generally not white glitter. So I struggle to find a really, really pretty white glitter cardstock that has a white glitter to it. If you know one that you love, please leave it in a comment for me so I can go and check it out, because I really find that to be the biggest struggle with glitter cardstock, is to find one that's the true color. This is one, but it doesn't die cut very well. So I'm just trying out my chrome base plate with my Switch instead of my Sizzix Sidekick. This is just because I can. I own both, so I can easily kind of test between them. And I didn't find that it cut vastly better on either one of them. There was a little bit of a struggle with that kind of layer that's over top of it. It cut, as you can see, because I'm going to poke the snowflakes out of that cardstock now, but it was a bit of a struggle. And you can see that I'm still struggling a little bit here just to get it to come out of the cardstock, even though I've ran it through the die machine. I think I die cut this one twice, and you guys saw me kind of struggling with my little Sizzix Sidekick as well. So you can see that this cardstock, though was quite pretty, is kind of a pain in the bottom when it comes to die cutting. And I love to die cut my glitter cardstock. I think that's one of the funnest things to do with it, especially snowflakes. So if you have any recommendations, please share them with me, because I would love to find a white glitter cardstock that has white glitter and is, not a nightmare to try to die cut. But I think that they turned out stunning. They just were a little bit of work, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but so if you guys haven't had a chance to check out my 4,000 subscriber hop video that I just released, it would have gone up, today is Monday, it would have gone up Saturday, so 2 days ago. Make sure you head over and check it out. There are prizes to be won in that hop, and there's so many amazing projects that were made by some wonderful crafters. So if you have some time, go and check out, all the really fun projects that were made. There was quite a few people who are part of the hop, which is really, really great. And I know that there was at least 4 prizes to be won. I think there was a couple more than that, actually. So make sure you head over, watch my video if you haven't already, enter in that giveaway. I have a prize pack that has a few stamp sets and some stickers that I've designed and that I sell on my Etsy shop. But I know that some other ladies had some prize packs as well. I know the 4 of us who did this hop together definitely have a prize. And I think that there are at least a couple more throughout the hop. So make sure you go and check it out and get your chance to win a prize. Mine is open internationally. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can enter mine, just because you guys know that I'm Canadian. So I like to make sure that everybody has a chance. It's just that I like it to be fair. I don't know. I'm always really bummed when I'm going through Instagram or whatever and I watch it and I'm like, oh, this prize pack's cool and you can enter, and then I'm like, oh, US people only. Nothing against you guys from the US. You guys are lovely. It's just, it's always a little bit of a bummer when you see these really fun giveaways, but you can't participate because you're not American, So it's always kind of fun to find giveaways that everybody can be included in, regardless of where you're from. So I always try to make sure that mine are that way, so anybody can enter. But yeah, so you guys saw me poke all the little pieces out of my snowflakes, and now I'm just going to adhere everything together. I kind of considered using some foam tape at one point to give it a little more dimension, but I chose not to. This one's pretty... and I want to say simple. I guess it is kind of a clean and simple card for me, generally, because I do have a tendency towards, a lot of things going on and vibrant, bright colors. And this one's not like that, which is kind of a nice change for me. But I wanted to kind of keep it a bit more flatter. I don't think flatter is a word, but more flat so that it would be easy to mail out. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I have pen pals. I make pen pal pockets. I send cards to people who, send mail to my PO box. So I am trying to kind of, cut back a little bit on the crazy layers and the crazy extra stuff that makes it harder to mail to somebody. So I've kind of been trying to be really good about that. And then my sentiment is from the Snow Love stamp set from Simon Says Stamp as well. I'm pretty sure it just says winter greetings, and I thought that was fairly fitting for this card. And then I'm going to kind of lay out where I want my snowflakes to be. I did choose to have one snowflake kind of sit a little bit over top of the sentiment. It makes it a little bit more difficult to read, but I think that it looks really pretty. And I think that once you figure out that it says winter, it's not that big of a deal to try to read. So that was kind of my thought process. But if you don't like that, you could, of course, just turn the snowflake a little bit and it wouldn't be over top of anything. This is just because I thought it kind of looked pretty. And I did use my art glitter glue for this just because of that fine tip makes it way easier to put glue on these little snowflakes. You have to keep in mind that distress products are water soluble. So if your glue oozes out, it will change the color of the oxide underneath. Not a big deal. It's not super noticeable. So if that happens to you, honestly, it's not a big deal. But if you're aware of it, then you can kind of plan for that. So I do put just little drops of glue kind of all over a few areas of each snowflake to make sure that they're not going to lift up. But I did leave the pieces that hang off of the actual blended panel with no adhesive on them. So they could kind of just hang out there and move a little bit if they needed to. You could adhere them down. It's just that it makes it look flatter, right? Because I have flatter. I have 2 layers of that cardstock, the glitter cardstock, and then the colored panel. So if you adhere those pieces down, it just kind of bends the snowflake in a kind of an odd way. Not a big deal again. If you want to do that because you're concerned, do it. It's not going to make it look poorly. It just changes kind of how your snowflake is sitting. So something to consider if that's something you want to do. And then, of course, I had to add some pearls. So I did add just 3 white pearls in the centers of each snowflake. I love pearls. They are probably one of my favorite embellishments. And then here I got one stuck and I couldn't get it out. And then I end up winging it off my desk right there. I found it on the floor later, but I just had to pull out a new one so that I could put it back in the center of the snowflake. But I only added those 3 pearls. I reined it in. I seriously considered adding more, but I didn't. I just added those 3 and left it as that. And I think this is a really pretty close to my Christmas in July series for this year. I think that it's just a really simple but beautiful, elegant card that I would love to receive in the mail. So hopefully the person who gets it will love it. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, or if you have any ideas on some really good white glitter cardstock, please let me know. Share the love. Let me know what it is so I can go and purchase some and try it. But yeah, that is the card I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.